Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. I've got our frequent guest, Ewan Downie from i80 Gold on the show. i80 is one of the sponsors of my website, so I really thank them. They make my work possible. But the big reason that we're here today is they had some excellent news out that you've secured the financing. It looks like you guys got about 200 million in the treasury once this is closed. Why don't you go into a little bit on the news for us, Ewan?
Yeah, we announced at the same time that we announced the acquisition of the Ruby Hill project from Waterton and the Lone Tree project, the asset swap with Nevada Gold Mines, that we'd also entered into a term sheet with Orion Mine Finance to support us in building out our portfolio. So today's news was really the announcement that was closed, and it took so long. I think there was some market concern that maybe something was going on. Our stock was drifting a bit, so it's nice to see us outperform on a bad gold day. But Orion's been a long time supporter of the company. They're one of the biggest shareholders of Premier prior to the takeover. They bought out Centerra, which resulted in the takeover of Premier. So they've been a long time supporter, and it just took some time to get this across the line. But with the closing of the transaction, some of it was closed last night, but the balance will be closed between now and Christmas. We'll have right around 200 million US in cash. So on a Canadian basis, that's more than $1 per share. And so that means we're trading at about $1.75 or something today if you strip the cash. And I think we're a pretty enviable position that we've got development projects, we're financed, we don't have huge capital items on our projects, so we're in good shape to execute next year, and I think we'll be a significant outperformer.
Further to that, there was a great quote. You guys always put good quotes in your news releases, and I'll just quote you so our audience can hear. This comes from Brian Snow, the Chief Financial Officer of i80, who said, and I quote, "The financing package will position i80 to aggressively pursue the development of the company's portfolio of advanced stage deposits, all located in Nevada, one of the world's most favorable mining jurisdictions. With multi-million ounce gold and silver resources and our enviable treasury position, we now pursue our objective to be one of the mining industry's fastest growing producers." That's an awesome statement, Ewan.
Yeah, well, we do have gold production. That's something some people have been overlooking, even though we did trade South Arturo out as part of the Lone Tree transaction. Lone Tree is still leaching ore. So we took over their Lone Tree sites. We are processing gold there. We're also we just finished mining at Ruby Hill and should have a pretty good first half of 21 with most of the gold from that phase of mining that was just completed as we prepare to go underground. So there's we do have production coming on in the new year, and we're underground. We're adding levels to the Granite Creek mine as we speak. We've got, I think, 5 or 6 drills going on the property between underground and surface. We're delineating zones for test mining early in the new year, and it's my expectation that by mid-year we'll be announcing that Granite Creek's going into full production. So we are growing quickly. We do intend to grow quickly. A couple of weeks ago, I was on your show. We announced that the McCoy Cove property is going underground in the first quarter as well. So we'll start developing that, and we expect that sometime in 2022 we'll also be developing the Lone Tree or the Buffalo Mountain open pit. So by year end, we should have, we're expecting to have 1 mine in production and 2 in development. So that's why Ryan can make that statement that we've got one of the most aggressive growth plans. And with treasury like ours, we're in great shape to execute now. So it's really up to our operations team and our management team to execute on our stated vision of where we're taking this company, and it should be a pretty exciting 2022, I think.
And that's all in Nevada, which is, low cost mining jurisdiction, mining friendly. You get the Nevada premium. I mean, this isn't just comparing it to someone out in Turkey or Kazakhstan or something like that. You're in Nevada.
Yeah, well, it seems right now that we've got the Nevada discount because we're trading below our peers, but we expect that in 2022 as we do what we say we're going to do. I think we got a proof will be in the pudding how we execute, and as we do what we say, I would expect we will get that so-called Nevada premium next year. So I'm being a
Well,
pretty steady buyer of our stock in the open market, and it's because I'm convinced that that's going to happen next year.
Well, and in all fairness to you, and you guys are kind of although you're not a new entity, the company's a new entity. But what blows me away is you guys were flatlining for the start of the year, a year of being a company. You had a great spike when you did the Granite Creek drilling, and then you did the deal, and now it's back down to where you were prior to all that good news. So it's a hell of an opportunity for investors.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think, despite the recent performance in gold, I think gold's poised to have a great breakout year in 2022. There's no way the governments in the world can just keep up this printing press, the ignoring inflation the way it's going, and think that the world is fixed or okay. It's not okay. I think I read recently that Australia has increased their money supply. They've been so locked down by 50% over the last couple of years, and that just is destroying the value of fiat or paper currency. So I think it bodes well for our sector. And 2022, my expectation is going to be a great year for gold. And I know I think gold would be significantly higher if it wasn't for the cryptocurrencies. But I think there's now more than 1,300 different crypto monies competing with Bitcoin, and that hardly makes it rare. There's only one gold, so I think.
Yeah, and you know what it reminds me a lot of is that .com era. Just prior to 2001 to 2010 bull market, the market in general was trading at a crazy valuation. You had all these .com craziness, the NFTs and the cryptocurrencies now replace those .coms. And then you've got all this monetary side of things they can't really do anything about inflation. So if you got worldwide inflation, your money, your best purchasing power is going to stay in gold.
I totally agree. So I'm obviously I run a gold mining company, so part of my job is to promote gold. But I actually think a lot of the major companies in our business do a disservice to our industry because they're always talking about we're doing our reserves at $1,250 gold. It's almost telegraphing to the market that they think gold is going down. So what are you doing running a gold company if you think it's going down? So I'm pretty bullish, and 22 I think is going to be a breakout year for our industry, and 21 has been a bit of a lackluster year, but we've seen it before, right? We're one of the most cyclical businesses on the planet, and we get hated until everybody loves us.
Well, you're a serial entrepreneur in this business, and I got a feeling that i80 Gold is going to be your biggest success.
I hope so. That's my expectation too.
Okay, Ewan, let me close it off. If you want to hang around for the close, you're more than welcome. There you go, folks. I just think that this company is building up so much value. They do value propositions with their drill rig. They're tremendously talented at finding gold. They do great deals that gets them this kind of financing. They're focused in Nevada. They're following the same path that I watched in my early career of Barrick Gold. And Barrick Gold became, off of small production in Nevada, became a huge producer, and now they're a household name. And I think that i80 Gold has the potential to be a phenomenal growth story. especially for the investor out there that wants to be protected somewhat from the downside or the risk side of the gold mining sector. They don't have a lot of froth in their valuation, and I think that they've got a great prospects for growth in the future. So do your homework, speak with your financial advisors, and take a good look at i80 Gold, because I think they're on their way to huge success in the mining industry.